Blast off.
Good evening, folks. Red County Blue Nation, West Cliff, Colorado, great states of Americans. Stephen Rorick, Mike Boring on the console, Jimmy McMahon. Jimmy, how you doing this evening, buddy?
We're doing good. I mean, it's one day at a time and hope for the best. And yeah, weather's getting a little nippier.
Well, so it's kind of our 1 year anniversary, folks. It's our 52nd episode, but it's actually the 53rd week because that 1 week we missed when all the internet and everything was shut down.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, happy 1 year anniversary.
Anniversary, boys. Still alive to talk about it.
Yeah, I think we've shed a lot of light on different issues, trying to be the voice of the valley and keep people abreast of what's going on.
No, I mean, I've had quite a few compliments. People, talk about they don't really see this stuff anywhere else, and of course, we get it. I have to credit Alex Jones. That's where I get it. Band.video. That's where I get a lot of the information that I look at. They have it condensed, and there's quite a few contributors there. And Alex Jones at this point, he has more viewers than all of the. He's basically got the biggest platform now going.
Even in Joe Rogan? Is it pretty close to him, though?
Daily, he probably does.
Wow.
But because he doesn't just do one podcast, it's
multiple.
Every day. It's like, he's for sure got way more than CNN, ABC, NBC.
Oh, yeah.
All of the traditional, conventional stuff.
Yeah.
Does he have more viewers per single time than Joe Rogan? I don't know about that. But
I don't know either. But anyways, those are people of light. At least they do exposés and explain stuff and issues that face the American people or even humanity.
He's been at it 30 years. And, he's been tried to be commandeered by the darkness, and
they've done a lot to try to suppress him, oppress him, and
got a 1.2 or 1.4 billion dollar lawsuit for saying something. It's like,
well, you're kicking against the pricks pretty hard when they're treating you like that. So, yeah, that's the key, is just keep fighting for what's right and keep standing up. But so we're going to talk about the nano thing tonight.
We are going to talk about the nano
let
thing.
People know some about the nanos.
Yeah, so,
nanobots.
Discovered some pretty interesting stuff here in the last couple weeks. Let me get to it here so I can see what this gentleman's name is.
Yeah, it's interesting on just how that mRNA and the stuff that was going on during the vaccine time.
Well,
incredible.
And the thing, folks, everybody's like, well, can't be true. It's conspiracy. The patents are there. It's already patented. So, I mean, if it's patented, it's real.
Well, and then it also, when it's published in the Agenda 21, Agenda 2030, what a group of these people are up to. They do want to control the population. They hate America. They hate the Bible. They hate God. And they want to be supreme people. And they want to rule the people. I mean, it's just a very, very psychotic, devilish type mentality. And these people got the money and the technology and the political will to implement their madness.
And I mean, it really boils down to, if you want to get into what racism is, that's it. They think they're better than you. And they think that you need to die.
I mean, Bill Gates was over there sterilizing the African nation. If that's not racist?
Sterilizing this nation.
Sterilizing the whole world.
Sterilizing the whole world.
That individual really needs to be looked at underneath the...
Yeah, in the name of we're going to...
help you.
Your safety.
Oh, saving. We protect you. We got you.
So there was So they had a thing. So that first interview that I watched, this guy's name is Justin something, and I don't know why I can't seem to. I mean, without listening to the video, I don't see his name. I know his name is Justin something. Here in a little bit, I'll look through there and see if I can't find the website so people can actually check it out.
Yeah, that's important that they can get some somewhat firsthand information on these people that are really close to what really is taking place.
Yeah, so this guy, I mean, he has the technology, and so they were doing it in the studio. So one of the guys that first brought him on to Alex's show was military. I can't remember if he was a SEAL or what he was. But they have these scanners, and it's already patented that it goes to the base of your brain, in your arms, in these different points. And so, I mean, when they checked the military guy, I mean, the thing went off the charts, right? So they've been infecting our military with all of these experiments for a long time, right?
All the military vaccines,
all of that stuff, and
and God only knows what's put in
the
the
rations
food, in the
yeah,
rations.
yeah, all that stuff.
Boy, it's pretty dark little.
Sinister.
It's sinister.
But Alex Jones, I mean, he knows about all this stuff, but he's still got it too. And so that's the thing, folks, is like back in the day. And so where I was going with that is they had a video on 60 Minutes.
That's
talking
pretty big
about
deal.
how they have the aircraft carrier, and so they're going to put this gel chip. So, we'll think, oh, we're going to get chipped. Well, it's like, that ain't the case, right? It's not a chip. I mean, it's these hydrogel. That was what's part of is in the vaccines, is the hydrogel. But so it's this gel, right? So, I mean, they put that in there. It's not like it's a little chip that you can dig out with the knife, right? I mean, once it's inside you, then it just spreads all through you. And it goes to these centers, like ones at the base of your brain, and starts, it's self-replicating nanoparticles, right? So once you put this stuff in there, it self-replicates. It's almost hard to believe, right?
Well, it's almost like stuff that we'd watched on, sci-fi years ago, 30, 40 years ago even.
Yeah.
This stuff is now manifested in reality.
But on 60 Minutes, they had an aircraft carrier, and they're like, well, could you imagine if then we could early detection and we can tell if somebody's getting sick and we need to quarantine them? And it's like, that's what they tried to do with the vaccine, right?
Safety.
Quarantine your
Safety.
ass.
Safety, we're protecting you.
Yeah, hell with herd immunity. We're going to try to protect you. And but I mean, it's so complicated. So part of what the graphene oxide is, it's patented to be able to keep track of your bank account. And so that's what they're talking about, is this stuff will actually, I mean, did you hear what I just said? This is patented to keep track of your bank account.
Yeah.
Inside, right?
Your walking being is hooked up to the...
Is hooked up, and that's ultimately what they want. That's this new transhumanism agenda of what's going on. They want you to be connected to the internet, and with this graphene hydroxide or graphene oxide, I mean, there's a few different ones. It's all carbon.
Yeah.
It'll transmit basically wirelessly through 6G. So once they finally start with the 6G, then all these people that are, and we all got it, right? I mean, if Alex Jones has got it, so does the rest of us, folks. They put it in the air, it's in the food, it's in the water, and one drop, like one of the little bitty needles, not like a big old cow needle, but just one
just
of the...
a little bitty needle.
Little bitty needle. Just the tip of that needle has 1,000 billion nanobots in that. So, I mean, there's so many of these that it's
I mean, it's almost beyond microscopic.
Yeah. And so
it's pretty bright news.
It's like, damn.
Happy.
But the cool thing about it, let me see if I can figure it out here.
Then you were talking about some kind of chelation or
So they do have a.
It's just hard to believe that these people have actually taken the time out and created some of this nature. I mean, that's the crazy part about it. Who come up with it? And then why did they just let it roam loose? I mean, or just put it everywhere? That's talk about crimes against humanity.
It's so sinister.
It's beyond. It's really, really hard to conceive what's going on here. But we shall see. The good Lord's going to take care of us one way or the other. So that's the main thing.
But so they've figured out. I'm looking for it. I think they called it Majestic or something is the website. Majestic.health. Of course, they got Alex hooked up with it, /Alex for the discount code or whatever. But so it's a chelation thing, and so they can only get like 60% of it out of you. But I mean, it's better than nothing. And so it links right back to Havana syndrome and a lot of these other syndromes. And so this one lady, I mean, so I've mentioned before that we're going to post this and post that, but I'll get Mike, I'll send him these videos and we'll post that on the website so that you folks can look at it. I mean, it's important. This is as important as anything that we've ever talked about because, I mean, this is the control, this is the takeover of humanity, right? If they implement this like what they want to, we won't be able to really stop it. And that's so this whole Havana syndrome, and of course they deny it, say, oh, it doesn't exist. This lady, I can't remember what her name is. It's on the video, right, of all of this stuff. She thought she was going crazy, and so she almost got divorced. And so this is like a lot of people, man. There's 15,000 people that are members of their community of this particular thing. That's how many people out there that have this stuff happening to them. And so it says it sounds like the dang, what are they, the big-ass grasshoppers, the Cascadia or...
Oh, yeah. They come out every...
Yeah, that's what they say it sounds like in their ear. Like it's just constant.
Really?
And this lady, she had 12 implants from the late 90s.
What do you mean implants?
Somehow they implanted her with these chips.
With the nano shot?
Well, but it was the older school ones, right? So they had a little antenna and stuff on them. They're not like the nanobots now. I mean, that's 35 years ago.
That was the old stuff.
Or 25 to 30 years ago. Yeah, that was the old stuff where that was actually big enough that you could almost see it. And they removed like 10 of them, and there's still 2 of them that they can't get to. But her husband's like, I didn't trust her. I didn't believe what she was saying. And the whole time, the poor gal was telling the truth. And that's what's happening, folks. There's a lot of people out there that they think they're crazy. People think they're crazy. And I mean, they're chipped up and they don't even know it.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't make this stuff up. It's beyond wild.
Oh, it really is. It's end times. I mean, we're definitely in the last days of what's going on here. We just can't get much more stupider between all the perversion and, I mean, this is about as reckless. I mean, this just needs to really be front and center where people are understanding. These people that are doing this need to be brought to justice.
They talk about crimes against humanity.
Oh, it's off the scale. I mean,
This is a whole next level. I mean,
well, we're to the point now. We're in a corner.
Yeah,
if this stuff is manifesting and as real as it seems like it is, listening to the people that are somewhat involved in all of this.
Oh, it's real. I mean, it's real, or there wouldn't be the patents, right? You don't patent something unless you've already.
Yeah, you've already got it.
You have a working model to patent.
Well, somebody had to issue the patent, so it had to be a legitimate.
Yeah.
Some type of creation that got a patent, got a number issued to it.
And so what we're talking about with where it puts in your body, and then being able to be controlled by. They're talking about they can control them nanobots with an Xbox controller.
I'm a little bit out of the loop. I didn't do a lot of research on it. I've heard about this stuff for years and years and kind of just put it on the back burner. But every day that goes by, it's between the government shutdown and this nanobot stuff and
I'd play part of it, but for some
the
reason
different wars and
we can't seem to get it turned on. It's taking too much broadband to, live stream to get it to
got it.
get it to play the video. Otherwise, we'd listen to part of it.
Well, if we can link that to it, link it, and where people can go to it and check it out themselves if they have a desire to
because there's two
to look into it a little bit further. A lot of people are just they're gonna put their head in the sand and say, no, it's a little much. I'm just gonna go to work and.
But they're spraying it in the air. It's in everything. And if there's 1,000 billion,
It's pretty little. Those are very little.
I mean, I can't even comprehend that.
No, I don't know if anybody can.
I don't even know how much that is. Is that 10 trillion?
It's a whole bunch. All on a little tiny bitty deal.
So that's why we're back to what we're talking about with the PFAS chemicals.
Well, that's exactly what was on my brain right now. And that if these other people know about the nano stuff, the PFAS thing is, well, what's it gonna hurt? We're already screwed.
Well, that's
a pretty.
That's the one thing that always bewildered me about, like, you don't think, excuse me, Bill Gates don't think that he's going to get it?
I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe he's got a way to protect himself. I have no idea. This is so far out of my wheelhouse. It's not even funny.
I just don't think that there's. I mean, and that's what they talk about, the shedding with the vaccine. That's what these nanobots are shedding from one person to other, especially if you have a partner that you sleep with and have intercourse with. It's spread, let alone if you're swapping spit. I mean, it's one thing to just, if you
And
just...
it can almost be aerosolic though, right? I mean, it can be in the air. That's how microscopic this thing is.
Yeah,
It's worse than a virus. It's a nanovirus.
Self-replicating.
Who's the Einstein that shook that bottle and opened it up?
Well, that's what...
Good Lord. I mean, hello.
I don't think that there's any way... I mean, so right now the only sort of cure, and it's not a cure, it's just an aid to help, and they're talking about maybe getting about 60% of it. But there's a diatomaceous earth that has to do with right at the sea and with volcanic ash. And it's extremely charged. And that will hook on. Because like what we were talking about this morning when you were asking me about it, because you were saying, well, chelation and the whole...
Right. I've heard about this stuff for quite a while where people were getting heavy metals out. And I didn't know about the nano thing.
Well, and that's where it's a little bit different, right? Because this is not magnetic. It's not a metal.
Right. It's carbon.
Carbon. And
right.
I mean, we're already a carbon-based life form. So it's really, really, really strange. But there's evidently a diatomaceous earth stuff of some kind that's extremely charged that will help pull it out. And
Very interesting.
I should have been a little more prepared and had a few notes, but I mean, this
is kind of on the fly.
Yeah, we just got here.
Yeah.
We didn't have much time. We've been trying to...
Yeah, we had about a 40-minute drive.
Do post holes and...
You ready for concrete?
Do concrete.
Do some more framing.
I got a friend we're trying to help do some stuff, but anyhow, I encourage everybody. I mean, Mike's a busy guy too, so I'll make sure this evening, I mean, that's before I forget. I know sometimes that I've said before, folks, that, we're going to post stuff on the website and, it slips by me and I forget about it, but we'll make sure and post both of these videos. I already sent it to myself on text.
Oh, good. There you go.
so that I know that
You've got it lassoed.
that I can't get away from it, because
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many videos that come up on Band.video. If you go a couple, 2-3 days,
They're
you-
gone.
you
Pretty
better
hard
have-
to, yeah.
You might take you 15, 20 minutes just to find
Just
it.
to find it again.
Yeah. And so we all know sometimes 15, 20 minutes is pretty valuable in today's world, but I mean, it's just, it's,
Dumbfounding.
yeah, I mean, it's like science fiction movies. They didn't even,
We're over the. Yeah. Anyways, we got to stay in the fight. Doesn't matter. Still
Well,
got to stay in the fight.
that's the thing too. And that's another thing that amazes me. I mean, somebody like Alex is so tuned in with what he's doing in his life. And that's what I reflect on in my own world is, okay, I'm infected with this stuff, but yet I'm still fighting as hard as I can. Am I slowed down? Oh yeah. I mean, my brain doesn't work as good as it used to. There's no question about that. And I mean, of course, I'm getting older, and you know, we've drank and smoked our fair share, and we've done a lot of, you know, breathed a lot of fumes that weren't
Yeah.
particularly.
Healthy for you.
No, yeah, I mean, there's just been a lot of
Pollution.
pollution, but I'm thinking to myself, I mean, they don't have complete control of me yet.
That you know of.
But I mean, I don't think that they could. If they do,
You have it. You're in charge of your will.
yeah, I'm in charge of
And
my.
that's how I'm going to put it. You know if you're in charge of your will or not.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, does a guy get irritated and irritable and act astray at times? Yeah, of course.
That's just human nature to me. I mean, that stuff could have some kind of influence on you. I don't know.
I
But
think
there again,
pain is a big one for me, right? I mean, when it hurts, which I know you do the same thing, right? When it hurts,
I get a little snappy.
a little bit.
I get a little bit nappy. But yeah, I've been in pain since 1978. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the degree that this, and as fast as it's moving, and all this stuff, I think there's some kind of timeline attached to it.
Well, so they talk about the 6G, and I was doing some research this morning about the 6G. I didn't mean to cut you off there, but this whole timeline of how long it's going to take.
Right.
I don't think that the 5G, of course, we all, you know, most people understand that 5G darn sure irritates the hell out of you, right? And I mean, they've already proven, I mean, it's already proven, like, and you can look all this stuff up. I mean, if you Google it, right, it'll pop up. But so I mean, there's towns in Africa where they took these weapons, and it's like the Kingsmen, where when they flip the switch on this thing, people just kill each other. And they've already done that in Africa. These small villages, 200-300 people, they flip this switch on this thing, and people just kill each other. So they already have all this technology. And so the 5G is not nearly as strong as the 6G, but the 6G don't travel. It's a lot shorter amplitude 6G, right? So they'd have to have a lot more towers, from what I'm.
Yeah, they got to be able to keep it going straight, catch it and keep it going. Because we went from 4G, which is like a garden hose, to 5G, which is like a 5-foot culvert. Now 6G will even magnify that even more so, just because of all the information that's got to be transmitted. And it's a bunch of information.
So supposedly it's the 6G is when this stuff will actually
That's when they can take control over.
take control over, and then that it'll actually, I mean, for people that are willing, right, that your bank account will be hooked. And I mean, it's the epitome that we're all afraid of, or, you know, I think most of our listeners are concerned with, is it's that breach of privacy and the social credit score, and the base universal basic income, right? If you don't do what they tell you to do, then they strip you down, right? You can't access your credits.
Well, that's where the 15-minute cities too are involved in that. And that's what I was thinking. Is that why they're releasing the wolves out here?
Well, that's what Mikey was just telling me this morning. That's what he sees about Jamaica. They're going to turn Kingston. They already said they were going to turn Kingston into a 15-minute city. Bam! Here comes this huge hurricane, one of the biggest ones ever.
Yeah, I mean, it was like one of the largest ever on the planet. So their sinister plot and plan seems like they're just going through with it. We're not stopping them. I mean, they've got some weather control stuff that they do.
And it's like
can't be more than a
few
thousand people that's orchestrating
that
this
was
madness.
one of the things I was reading too. Is it's like they're so wealthy. I mean, they have real estate all around the world, so they can just keep kind of moving and moving and moving and controlling their thing, and not really getting caught up in. You know, if you really know who it is, why they would tar and feather them, right? I mean, when we know that you're the problem, your ass is going down.
And we would hopefully with the, with the powers to be, they're looking at this in a little bit seriouser light. You know what I mean? It needs to be top priority. Because this thing seems to me like it's like the thing that could absolutely be the last nail in the coffin, really.
And it is, and it goes back to what we talked about before, folks, with our Fat Boy County attorney. Yeah, we're talking about you again, Slater. You're part of the problem of why this stuff continues in the county, because you're the authority. You're the law, and you're the guidance of the law, but you don't guide shit. You're a full-fledged Democrat in a red county. And that's what's happening with Todd Blanche. Todd Blanche is the one that's blocking a lot of these indictments.
Oh, that
He's the deputy AG of the whole right under Pam Bondi.
He's right under Pam Bondi, but he's the guy that has a lot of political pull.
Yeah, so he's blocking Comey and Brennan and Clapper and all these indictments.
He's protecting the
he's saying no, we ain't going to do that. You ain't going to indict them.
Yeah, they're carrying out my agenda.
Hopefully they can his ass.
Well, hopefully something can take place.
And so that's the most onerous part about it is we expect the law to be fair and just, but yet almost every attorney is a Democrat.
Speaks volumes.
And so, I mean, it's that part don't add up very good.
Well, we definitely are faced with some different challenges. I mean, just the stuff that's in the food. I mean, what are you going to do? Grow all your own food? That'd be handy.
Well, yeah, I mean,
but then there's so many aerosols and stuff they're dumping it out of airplanes. Seems like a pretty futile time to be alive right now. Well, I don't know anybody that's going to have it this bad.
Well, and that's
and we got it really good.
Yeah, and then there's really, I mean, that's what I was kind of hitting on earlier when I'm thinking about it in my own mind is like, what does a guy do except for just keep taking another step, putting another foot in front of the other one? I mean, that's our only choice because, I mean...
Yeah, I mean, I really hadn't focused on this too much.
There's not a spaceship to another planet, right? That we
there's
can just
not,
hop on and get
and
away.
There's not another country to go to.
No, there ain't another country. I hear a lot of people say, well, this country's great and that country's great, and I don't doubt that. The problem is, folks, is if America falls, the whole world falls. We're the last frontier. Globalism has already taken over Costa Rica and Panama and Mexico and all these safe where people say, oh, well, it's cheap and we live for this and we do that. And I mean, I don't doubt it. What few countries I've went to, I've had a great time. And I would definitely go back in a heartbeat, but it's like, to me, it's just all you're doing is running away from the front line, hoping and biding a few more minutes before the Army smokes your ass. You just well stay dug down and keep fighting.
Well, that's kind of where I'm at, and it's. I mean, I'd like to just get the books fixed in the county. That would have been a big deal. Just getting competency installed in Custer County. And that's the micro scale, that's the little scale, but that's the scale that we have to be personally responsible for in our here and now. Like the school is very important. What are they teaching our children? Those are our taxes. You know, that's our money that's being spent right there. And we need to be stewards of it. And that was one of the big deals. It's
It's a pretty wild time to be alive right now. I can tell you
I'm telling you.
It's wild.
It is. You know, it really is. I do like a nice big tall glass of cow's milk out of the cow, though. I do like that. And I like fresh stuff out of the garden. And I know my meat is fairly clean. You know, I'm thinking. But is there anything? Is the purity of humanity gone now?
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
how do we ever get the purity back?
Well, so yeah, we go and have a cold beer.
And you don't know where that water came from. You don't know what anything behind that.
You know that it came from somewhere that ain't good.
More than likely. More than likely.
Just saying.
I need to come up with that denanoization chamber. Here, go in here and get denanoized. And then stay in the bubble. Go in the bubble.
Well, and that's, I mean, that's, so back to what I think about personally. So I think about what happens when you turn a light bulb on in the darkness.
Yeah.
Right when it comes on, it. So that's what I think about mentally, is cleansing myself.
Absolutely.
And I think that really does help, actually.
I hear you. I actually heard what you said.
So that's like in my opinion, that's one of the only recourses we have. You know, this chelation, diatomaceous earth stuff can help bond that together. But it's like, on the flip side, what can a guy do every waking moment? You know, and I forget about it. But when I think about it, I do that, right? I consciously blow the negativity out.
Absolutely. Yeah. So we're fearfully and wonderfully made. God made us. Bill Gates didn't.
Kind of like turning water into wine, right? I mean, it's
Well, there again, I never put anything, I will never ever not give God the room enough to do a miracle. And that's what you have to do. You got to believe that way, I think, in order to get through these days. You better have some pretty strong faith in the life hereafter, and that you're a spirit living in a body. You know.
Yeah, because otherwise, I mean, that's really what they want. That's the whole transhuman agenda. We talked about that before. I mean, for them to get done what they need to get done, they'll have to destroy Christianity, the Ten Commandments, all ethics.
Absolutely, and we see that all around us with all this goofiness. You know, if a man gains a whole world and loses his soul, what have you gained?
Well, and I mean, I hate to beat a dead horse, but doing the right thing, in my opinion, you can kind of simplify it down to where you don't get caught up with all of the. For me personally, my mind, the way my mind works is I'm good at figuring stuff out, and I can figure it out and figure it out and figure it out and figure it out, but I can't remember shit. Right? I mean, I can kind of remember the glimpse of where I'm at, but I can't really remember specific details. So to try to remember all the stuff I need to remember to keep my ass out of hot water never happens. It's too much. I already have too much information in my mind that I've already learned and forgot about to be able to remember. And so, I mean, for me, the easiest and the best.
You mean all the particulars?
All the particulars. That's, if a guy gets too particular, for me personally, I'm just saying for me personally, somebody else might have a photographic memory and doesn't have that problem. But for me personally, that's why what is important to me is doing the right thing all the time.
Absolutely. Keeps it simple.
It keeps it simple. You don't have to remember, well,
Absolutely.
pull the timber out of your own eye before you try to pull a sliver out of somebody else's, or all
There
the
you
all
go.
of the.
Yeah. You need to discipline yourself first and get your own soul control going. And that's pretty important. So yeah, I hear that loud and clear. But yeah,
And that's really all that it takes. I mean,
it's that simple.
It is that simple, and as wicked of a place as it is, it's also that good as well, right? And
Well, that's why I'm saying in the spiritual purity of it, that's solid. But man, in the physical and our food production and dealing with these other crazies on the planet that are exploiting science, God's creation to the nth, and trying to possess people in their makeup, in their body, through their body, going after their spirit, through their soul.
they literally are. And
So
I
if you're
mean,
not above that,
so they are even
you have a problem.
they're even making drugs that suppress. I mean, I can't remember which part of your brain it is, but it's the God part, right? It's what connects you with God. So I mean, they're already making these drugs that keep you from connecting.
That's their job, is to separate you from God, from the Creator. That is the objective here. That's how dark this is, and it's how simple it is. That's the war. That's what we call it, a spiritual battle. And it is. It's very much spiritual. And then when you start seeing the Common Core that came out and all the wickedness that was behind all of that, and dehumanizing people and making the family where it's not important. Yeah. Yeah. Very interesting. You know what I mean? But it's interesting times that we're living in.
It is. I mean, it's epic. It's never been like this. I mean, they say there's nothing new under the sun, but obviously there's never been self-replicating nano on this planet. Otherwise, they'd already been here. You know what I mean? There's so many of them that how can you kill them all? I don't think that you can. I mean,
Well, and here again, that's
the only way you can kill them is basically with kindness, with that thought process of overwhelming the darkness with light. I don't think there's any other way to. It's not like you said with the D-nano chamber, right? I mean,
no, I don't think physically you're going to be able to withstand it. Spiritually and mentally, you're going to have to be able to overcome it through the Word and good hard instruction, and being able to withstand the wiles of the devil. But how do you get these folks to not do it anymore? I mean, how do you get them to stop? How do you get that? How do you shut them down? I guess that's where I always look at it. Say, okay, there's the problem. Now, how do you solve it? The situation, I should say. And this is a bigger problem than the plumber. The plumber's not going to be able to figure this one out.
no, and it is.
This is going to take people in high places
Well,
and absolutely finding out who's behind a lot of this stuff. And they need to do their job to protect the people that they represent. Because if these people are doing that kind of violent crime that is so sinister, I mean, it's unimaginable.
and it is unimaginable, and that's the part that. I mean, I don't want to try to do this in a negative way, but I mean, the Donald with the way that he feels about the vaccines. It's like,
Oh no, I
dude,
as much as I appreciate Donald Trump,
you're helping. You
yeah, you propagate you, yeah.
you ain't fighting against it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. And then there's a lot of crazy that's going on.
Oh, there is, and I mean, and on his to stand up for him. I mean, he has so many voices in his ear that it's really hard be really complicated for him to. There's just so many people in his ear that it's gonna be real
Well,
hard.
in the particular thing that he was going through at the time, God only knows all the different things that was happening at that moment in time where the China flu just came on the scene,
Well, and
shut people down. This thing is gonna, you know what I mean?
when you look at it in an objective view too, I mean, who's to say whatever that he hasn't infected and inflicted with this shit?
Well,
and they
that's what
don't-
I'm getting at.
Don't have some kind of a control mechanism.
He
working
may
on
have
him,
some
too.
nano stuff going on in him, and they might have been flashing on him or something. It's hard to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean
It's just really, really hard to say exactly how all that stuff's coming to be. Like I said, we just live in a really, really funky time. That's why taking care of Custer County and being responsible for here, that's a big deal.
being responsible for ourselves.
Yeah, and that's partly, we're kind of connected here in Custer County through that courthouse because our taxes go through there and then they orchestrate whatever they will. And they're the government.
So I just read an article today, folks. It was actually from the October 17th edition of the Sentinel, and I've been so busy. Normally I read that at my dad's in the dining room or whatever there. I sat down and checked that out, but I've been so busy that I haven't read in the paper for a couple of weeks. But that first article on that paper talked about how these counties in Colorado are telling them that you can't force us to pay for these mandates that you don't fund. And so I'm like, Bill, this whole it's mandated for the Justice Center, that's out the window, bud.
And they also, the commissioners got together and wrote a letter.
They did write a letter. Hand me that paper. The thing is, though, is they didn't say anything about the Justice Center, but we're bringing that up.
Well, and here again, are they just going to pick and choose what mandated?
They are just picking and choosing.
Is that the one?
No.
Oh, maybe it's this. Fix it or fund it.
To fix it or fund it.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that little deal.
So they actually wrote one, and that the recent mandates that are estimated to result in substantial uncompensated cost include Wildland Urban Interface Code, semi-automatic firearms and rapid-fire devices, energy benchmarking and building performance standards, demographic and contact reporting, and Colorado OIT compliance, which I'm not sure what that is, but I'm pretty sure that all of them together don't add up to the $40 million that they're trying to spend on the Justice Center. So I mean, this is another. So when Bill tries to say, "Well, it's mandated," it's like, no, it isn't, Bill. It's little known state law, CRS 29-1-304.5, is central to the county's position. Passed in 1991, the statute states that when the states of Colorado increase the level of service required by law, it must also provide adequate funding. If it fails to do so, counties may legally consider those mandates optional. So you can try to tell us it's mandated all you want, Billy Bob Biden, but we ain't biting anymore, buddy. So whatever your last little leg to stand on with the Justice Center is out.
You know, and that with that kind of reasoning, you know, I'm going to agree with that. That's pretty sound reasoning.
It's pretty sound. And that's the
But
way it
they
should
don't-
be. And I can't believe that now they're just now figuring that out.
Well, here again, why did we buy the property? Why did we get into some kind of contract with a felon? Pay how many times? What was the value? The real value was like,
129,000 was the appraised value.
yeah, so
And 876,000 was the total.
876,129. 876,129. There's a lot of hoo-ha went on here. A lot of hoo-ha. And Billy Bob Biden was involved in all of that. And I remember Jay Prince, he was the other commissioner at the time, and an attorney,
And an attorney.
said, Bill, and it's all recorded on YouTube during the signing of it. Hey, Bill, I didn't go to any of those meetings, and I don't know really what any of this is about. And Bill responded to something. Oh, it's all done. It was all done right, and it's all okay. Well, it wasn't. There was no minutes kept. There wasn't anything done in a standard operating procedure to avoid the appearance of wrongdoing, where somebody may have gotten a backdoor deal, a bonus. If it was $129,000 and the guy was selling it, and he wanted some kind of tax credit or something, why didn't they restructure that for tax donation or some kind of contribution to the county? Why wasn't it done another way? Well, it was only this weird contract that was put together. And this is one of the things that's going on, the affidavit to Jeff Lindsay, the attorney general guy.
The Attorney General, or
Yeah.
the district.
District attorney, the DA. So that's one of the things, because the statute says if you see some suspicious behavior from your government elected officials, as a constituent, you have the ability to fill out an affidavit, submit it to the DA, the district attorney, and he must investigate. That's the law. It's the law. So that's just one issue. It doesn't mention credit card debacle,
No.
not being able to implement the software, the Braden Wilson debacle, the Blevins debacle, all these people that were in there trying to, I don't even know what they were trying to do. All I know is mayhem.
And your boy Vernon Roth, who was the IT guy that when all of this was going down, now is the finance, the king of finance. And go ahead and explain a little bit what you were just watching on the budget meeting.
Yeah, and folks, you really do. It's a little bit laborious to have to watch the gruesome mentality of the leadership of this county.
But that's real recent. That just happened this week, right?
That was like
Or was it the end of last week?
the budget thing where
That was just,
yesterday.
yeah.
That was yesterday morning. Because today was the BOCC meeting.
So you can get right on the Custer County website and look at the budget meeting and look at what. I mean, there's absolutely no accountability in what's Vern say. Well, we moved money over here and back and forth and this and that and this and everything's fine, but it ain't fine, Vern, because you don't know what the hell you're doing, buddy.
Well, and I do believe Miss Terrell, who is kind of running the kids deal, Custer County Kid Council, and I think she's a pretty stand-up individual. I don't know her that well, but it seems she talks pretty straight, pretty level-headed. It seemed like she's honest and sincere, and she was having a little bit of there were some questions there that she was asking that was causing Vern to have to scratch his cranium.
Yeah, that's a real sore spot for me because I feel that if you have kids, you should take care of them yourself. Why in the hell do I have to pay?
Well, the government becomes God and family, and that's the common core. That's the stuff that's been being sold into Marxism and socialism.
That's
The
socialism.
government's going to be the answer to everybody.
Socialism at its finest. You can't take care of yourself. We'll take care of you for you.
Yeah, just keep voting for us. Keep us in power. We'll keep raising taxes and funneling money. So that's another clippity-cloppity thing we got to deal with. So
Vote no on the lodging tax, folks. Sure, anybody that listened to this already understands that. But
LL and MM, it's pretty much no all the way down on everything. Anything that they're trying to do right now is a backdoor open deal.
yeah, I forget what that LL, the first one or whatever, they want to take money from whatever 22 or 23 and spend it.
So listening to Big Timber, he's got a pretty cool podcast. He's wanting to move up here to Westcliff. But yeah, he has had some pretty good people on that knows the ins and outs of a lot of the Colorado politics and the bureaucracy. Very eye-opener, Timber Big Timbers is his podcast. Yeah, he's busy guy. Busy, but he's got some pretty cool people as guests, and they can shed a lot of light on where the money's coming in and what Polis has been up to and what the different agendas are and the different people that are running for different offices and what their makeup is, what their character is.
Yeah, that's really an ornery deal. I mean, it's easy for me, or the concept of it's easy because numbers are easy for me and math is easy for me. But if numbers is already a challenge for you and you really don't like math, then to try to keep track of where the money's going and how it's spent can be overwhelming.
Oh yeah, no. I do. I understand that. That's why they're taking oath. That's why these people they have to take an oath. When they're sworn in, they take an oath. And when they breach that oath, that's a big problem.
Well,
and
yeah.
every one of them.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be taking, and really what I was referring to was the little guy, the constituent, right? The constituent that can't wrap their head around.
No, I understand
what the hell is
exactly.
going
That's
on,
what you were saying.
Yeah, when you listen to Big Timber and you listen to some of them people, it's like if you don't already have a fairly big band,
You better have some kind of aptitude
Yeah,
to be able to even hear them.
you'd be lost.
Yeah, it'd be like they're speaking Chinese.
But like you say, that's why they take an oath, because so they'll represent us properly.
Well, and they have a duty.
Have a
To
duty.
not talk over our heads, to explain things simple. Don't use a bunch of abbreviations for words and stuff that we don't know anything about, and it makes them,
When
you little peon, you don't even know what that means.
It's the principle of it, not
Good God, the arrogance.
Not to bring Charlie up and throw him under the bus, but like what he wanted to arm wrestle me last week over Ann not counting the money, and it's like, Charlie, there's nothing that you can say to me. There is nothing that you can say to stand up for Ann to make it all right. It's the principle of the whole thing. Personally, I would want 4 or 5 people and a video recording and a video of it of what's going on, because I don't want somebody saying, well, you didn't do this or you didn't do that.
So that's
and she don't care.
exactly. That doesn't apply to her. Ethics
And
do
so,
not
but
apply to her.
she has people like Charlie saying, well, it's okay.
But
She was justified. In my opinion, there's no way that she's justified, no matter what the reason was.
Well, and there was also some suspicion that was already tied to that group of folks.
There's already a huge
not-
amount of suspicion, and I mean, we're going to go over it again. Nancy Drummond sues Lynn Arrigo because Lynn just tries to help, and then they get fined by the state because they can't keep the shit straight.
And Lenny was trying to help them.
And he was just helping because Jack Canterbury asked him to.
And that's what he does. He did for 40 years. He's an accountant, professional accountant.
That was like a $15,000 bill that he did to help.
And he just donated
And he goes in there and down Ramsdale, and everybody jumps on him like he was just showing him what he had, and then he gets sued. And obviously they were in the wrong, or the state wouldn't have fined him.
Well, that was the whole revelation there.
And Bill's over there saying she's the
best secretary,
best treasurer we ever had. Man, you don't know if you're punched or bored, Bill. That's why we call you Billy Bob Biden.
Don't know what day it is.
You
bud.
don't know nothing, man. All you know is how to lie your way out of what the constituents are asking you.
Well, the last straw with me and him was that the PFAS chemicals. He was all about that, boy. He said some things he never should have said to me on the phone. But he did. He said it. And he branded it. He's the one that branded himself
That's
with his
one
own
of them
tongue.
things where, I mean, just because you're a full bird colonel, we don't give a shit. I appreciate your service, I really do. But at the end of the day, that don't make me better than you. It just meant that you went on a different path. I never went to the military because I'm not good at taking orders, and I'm not going to get court-martialed because some little pencil neck is telling me to do something that they don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. I kind of hear
That's
that.
why I never went
I'm
in
a little
the
bit
military.
high-strung.
I had a lot of people that were in the military that wanted me to go. I mean, I could have definitely been a fighter pilot or any of that real easy, right? I mean, my brain just works that way. But there's no chance that I would do that because I'm not going to listen. My dad taught me that stuff when I was too young. At 5 years old, man, I'm doing stuff that grown men can't do.
Yeah.
Literally, and especially by 10. By 10, I was running the bail wagon. Hell, most grown men can't run one of them,
There
let
you
alone a
go.
10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
And so I'm supposed to listen to somebody tell me about something that they don't know what they're talking about, and that's what irritates me so bad. I mean, I shouldn't. I don't want to sound like I'm raving, or ranting, but Bill, we're talking about you, and this is what we're talking about. And I'm going to spill the beans here. We already know that you're going to go out there and step out on a limb, and your daughter's trying to get a degree, and she can't put the time and effort into it. So you call the school and tell them they need to give her a degree anyhow because you're a full bird colonel. And what's the guy tell you? He said, I am too, and it doesn't matter. Your daughter's not getting a degree unless she puts the work in. For you to even step out on a limb, Bill, and try to pull rank on somebody and say, I'm a full bird colonel, you need to give my daughter this and that and none because, dude, what do you think makes you so special, man? Nothing. And besides that, you're a liar.
Well, that really belittled him as well. I mean,
and I hate to side on Deb Adams' side, but she's the one that's calling Bill a liar right to his face too. And the honorary part is he does lie about it. When you put him under the gun, instead of being a stand-up individual and saying, well, I made a mistake, or man, I mean, I really screwed up and I don't know what to do. I mean, forgiveness from the higher spirit or whatever. I mean, you try to lie your way out of it. And I mean, that's what a simpleton does. That's what a child does.
well, yeah, and there again, if you stay above reproach and you're thoughtful and you understand the duty you have to the people, but not only that, if you're going to abuse your position for personal gain,
Yeah, so all of the justice
that's
center,
the biggest thing that ethics tell you about is self has to go.
yeah, all of the justice center stuff is at your private office at your house.
He's got a track record. And here's the deal. Jeff Lindsay's going to have an earful from me. He's going to get a big old earful because I don't know exactly where he stopped and started with a little bit of investigation. But it's going to have to be, we're going to have to look at him a little bit as well. I mean, if he thinks some of this stuff is acceptable and we just need to let it go, if he's to the point where, hey, Jimmy, we don't have enough manpower, this isn't going to make a priority. There's a lot of other things more important that I'm doing for you,
You better be able to explain yourself.
You need to explain it because you're, number one, you're getting tax money. Number two, you have a duty to me. You report to me. And a lot of folks don't understand that. They don't get that even for a little bit. So this one hand washing the other and turning a blind eye here, and I know you're not competent enough to drive the
Vern?
oh yeah, well there's another one, but
Vern?
the other one was what was the other commissioner? The one that worked for the county? Can't even think of his name anymore. Oh, Kevin Day. He worked there for I don't know a long time. They wouldn't let him drive a grader. They just pretty much told him kind of just go around, and to me, surely you could drive the grader. Surely you should have been able to do that. But he's another person, I believe, sold us out. When he was in there, he made it real clear. I don't represent people like you. I represent other people, not like you. Like, really? So I'm a God-fearing, God-loving, constitutional American patriot in Custer County who's worked and paid taxes here for 25 years. And you're not going to hear me? You're not going to listen to me?
Well, I mean, mathematically, the fact of the matter that you pay the taxes right then, I mean, that's
done.
That's none of the rest of that.
None of it even matters.
Doesn't even matter.
But for his mouth to say that, I knew right then and there he was no Republican.
5-alarm fire.
That could be me. I'm sitting here, my back is cramping, and
Mine is too, man. My ribs are like, oh my God.
Anyways, at the end of the day, we need to get some people in here, especially the commissioner position.
Taylor, we're talking about you again, buddy.
Yeah, and we also need the community to be involved just a little bit. I know there's a lot of retired folks up here that know about ethics and know about the Constitution and they love the country, but they're in the retirement mode and they really don't want to be troubled with anything.
Well, and that's the
but,
thing.
But the ornery part about that, we're fixing to go over the waterfall.
That's it.
And if you all want to go,
we're all going over together here.
We're all going over together. So either start rowing or paddling or doing something.
Well, and I really do think that, I mean, a lot of people are just, it's the time, right? I mean, everything is ripe.
It really is. I mean, there's a pivotal point coming.
So yeah. So let's talk about the other part of the headline was the SNAP EBT card.
I know people were talking to me about that. I was like, what are you talking about?
So I
didn't even know what it was. I was like, what are you talking about?
Food stamps.
Yeah.
It's government assistance. So 46 million people rely completely on the government, and another 100 million, and 100 million get some kind of assistance. That's 1 out of 3 people are getting government assistance. If that ain't socialism, I don't know what the hell is.
Well, an old Hess, when he was here, Mike Hess, I believe it was, he was a heck of a patriot. Him and George Gramlich were pretty good buds. I think he was part of the construction company up here. And anyways, he was. I remember on the court steps, he was explaining to this. There's a tipping point when there's a certain amount of people get on the take, and the government is supporting them through tax dollars. They're taking the money from these people, government, administration, funding themselves, and then giving some. Once you get all these people that are dependent upon that government, and then it gets shut down, you could have a problem.
Man,
you could have a real whoopsie daisy.
You get on X and look at what some of these, and not to be stereotypical or surely not trying to be racist, but all the ones I've seen are all of black folks. I mean, you see a 450-pound woman that says, I got 7 kids by 7 different men, and you white people have to go to work so that you can pay my food stamps. You owe me. And I'm just like, I mean, I know it was bad. I know there's 6, 7, 8 generation welfare recipients in this county or country. But it's like when you actually hear people getting vocal on social media about how they're like, well, we're going to kill white males and we're going to rob. I mean, they're talking about if it don't come back on the 1st, I think it's on November 3rd at 6:30 to 7:30, they're going to go in every Walmart, and as soon as 7:30 hits, they're just all going to run out. And they're going to steal everything. They're like, well, if you don't give us our EBT stamps, we're going to just steal the shit. And it's like, makes me want to just...
Go get a baseball bat?
It makes me want to get a bat. Like, as your ass is running out, I'm going to crack you right in the knee, man. Boom! Grand slam, baby.
So here again, it's like weaning calves. You know what that's about?
A lot of ruckus.
Them people that are on that government tit, boy, they're going to have a big old come to Jesus meeting. And here again, we have social media and we have all this technology, and everything that's out there, they can orchestrate a pretty bad movement.
And that's what that, according, all the stuff that I look at or whatever, I mean, it's the Democrats are literally trying to get a civil war. And
well, the destruction of the country is what they want.
And I'm like, a big black fat lady, I mean, what's she going to do, sit on you? Right? I mean, like...
She got 7 kids. They're going to get hungry. I don't know how big or old they are.
How is she supposed to fight a civil war? I mean, you got.
She can't even discipline her.
You got all these.
She can't even
gangbangers.
keep her appetite straight.
You got all these gangbangers, but I mean, they're already fighting each other anyhow.
They're just looking for the next drug.
So, I mean, and maybe I'm not thinking, but maybe I'm missing it. But the whole fact of we're supposed to have a civil war, I'm just like, all the people on the radical left don't even have any guns. And I know that Lemon and whoever, and they're all telling them to go get armed up, but it's like, it's not like the movies, right? I mean, if somebody's actually shooting at your ass and knows how to use them,
there you go.
Your ass is just going to get shot. That's all
it's a pretty
it is.
easy deal for some of us.
Yeah, and so I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's when they call in the NATO troops, and then that's what it really.
Well, that was some of the concerns that I was hearing a little bit was it may be some sort of insurrection, or maybe it is going to be, you're going to have to call out the National Guard, and we may have to go under some kind of martial law. So having plenty of fuel, food, make sure your propane tank's full. We don't know the troubled times we may be in. We've got this, what is it, some kind of lunar thing or some kind of star thing coming this way. We got the shutdown coming. I mean, there's a few things going on here that are kind of colliding at the same time. And you just kind of got to stand back and look and go, well, let's make sure we got a little, I know the truck's half full, but I'm going to go ahead and top it off.
Yeah, Mikey was telling me this morning, it sounds like Walmart might be to the point where they'll say, okay, we'll give you your EBT stamps, but you got to take the shot.
Oh.
So you got to get dosed up with nanoparticles. We'll give you your food stamps, but that's what he was telling me this morning.
And I'm not going to put anything past any of these sickos.
That's.
I mean, it stands to reason is when you got them trapped, when you got a desperate person that's willing to do anything, it's like, yeah, well, it sounds good. It's good anyways. I may as well do it anyways, and I get my free food.
They're already thinking that anyhow.
It's a sad state of affairs to see that kind of culture that's been cultivated here.
Oh yeah, so it's the start of the universal incomes, the digital ID system. So yeah, they're not just the shot, but the universal ID, digital ID, which is the nanoparticles that
they'll control your bank account and that social score and all your. I'm just not gonna. That's just not gonna fit me real good. Just not. It just didn't. I mean, I'm not sure exactly how this ball's going to bounce, but I know it's going to bounce. Something's going to take place, and there's a whole group of folks out there that are at the liberty in Christ that are not going to just lay down. Well, and we know that that's the battle.
And that's the thing. I mean, just like some of these older people that you said that can't really be bothered. Do you think I can be bothered, folks? Do you really think that I don't have anything else to do but sit here and tell you about all this? I mean, come on. Really?
They're more concerned about rocking the little grandkid and taking them out to the swing. And
well, I want to do that to my grandkids too.
I know, Stephen. I'm just saying, most people aren't going to do anything or say anything until something's on their throat. And then it's too late. I'm here to try to be, you know what I mean?
That whatever you're drinking sure does taste good.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I needed something cool and refreshing,
Man,
and that was it. Because we've been in the sun today, we've been in the cold today.
Yeah, it was freezing to start, and then the sun's it's like the moon. You're freezing, and then as soon as you get in the sun, you're roasted.
Yeah, we were out there digging holes for the posts.
We have to pin fun at the boss a little bit. He says, "Yeah, I got a post hole digger." A gas-powered post hole digger, but he said by the time you get that tuned up, you'll already be done. I'm like, what a dick.
Well,
it was all right.
Both of us need a little bit of it was a good workout, you know what I mean? I don't do the gym. I've never been in a gym
I never could get the gym thing down real good. I mean,
so a little bit of that physical work is pretty good. I mean, not that we don't do it all the time, but post hole digging, there's just a good balance, upper body strength, and your core, and It's a good exercise. It's a good
Cardio.
cardio. Yeah, all the above.
The old digging bar.
The old digging bar gets you rolling.
Yeah, when the post hole digger's bouncing off of like concrete, then you got to get the digging bar out.
Fight for every inch.
That one hole, yeah, that would. We already had concrete in the bottom of that one.
That one wasn't giving up. That one was a little tough, but it's all good. But yeah. I'm thankful. I'm grateful about where I'm at and what's going on in life, and God is good. And the people I know in Custer County, this is the most ass-kicking place I know. It absolutely is full of beautiful people, and it's worth fighting for. Absolutely.
Yep, I mean that's we just want to express our sincere gratitude.
Absolutely.
Everybody that hangs in there with us. I mean, I know we sometimes get a little carried away and get a little loud and maybe cuss a little too hard or whatever, but at the end of the day, if we didn't feel that way, we wouldn't say it, right? I don't say it just to hear myself, right?
Well, if you don't care, you don't do anything. If you care, you can't be bottled up. If you are driven by compassion or seeing the future, and you're part of it, it's not that it's not somewhat of a selfish thing, because you're protecting your future as well. But it'd be nice to have more comrades along the way and say, yeah, we fought that battle together. We kept our county. We restored the county. We brought the good stuff back. We have accountability. Our school is not being taught this darkness. We have a good sheriff, and he's being fiscally responsible. He's anticipating, and he's using wise planning and common sense and keeping abreast of the facts. He's a huge blessing. To me, I like Rich, and I think he goes the extra effort. And I hope he runs again. I hope he's going to be our sheriff for a while, because we're really going to need him here in the next go-around.
Yeah, the sheriff's awful important. I mean, that's where the buck stops with a lot of this.
Stops and starts right there.
Yeah.
They either come in or they don't.
But yeah, we just want to thank all our audience, and whether you're a first timer or a seasoned veteran here, right? I mean, we appreciate everybody, and we're always welcome. I know we've had a couple emails from a few different people. I can't remember I believe that one gentleman's name was Lund. If I got that wrong, I'm sorry, but I appreciate your email, sir. We get so busy that I read
Well,
your
that's
email.
Christopher Lund. That's the neighbor right next door. It's not that Lund.
No,
Like Lori Lund, who donated her kidney.
no, that ain't it.
We appreciate you too, Lori. Thank you very much, sweetheart. You're very unselfish.
Maybe Lund is not the run. There's a race car driver in the not the No Prep, but the Street Outlaws that has the same name. But anyhow, I mean, my gratitude to everyone out there
Absolutely.
that's helped support us and that appreciate what we have to offer. I mean, I'm going to do what I do regardless if we were doing the podcast or not, right? It's because that's in my nature, but I'm happy to do it. I mean, it takes some dedication and some motivation. I mean, I'm proud to say that we've been doing this for a year, and
Yeah, it's pretty startling.
I mean,
we started with just on a whim.
yeah, we made some recordings and we're like, man, we need to get this out here. And so,
Yeah.
Mike's been gracious enough to.
Yeah, Mike Bourne is. If it wasn't for him, we wouldn't even be here. So.
Yeah, he's a busy guy too, and he always makes sure that whatever he's doing, he can handle what we need to do and make sure that we get on the air. And
Yeah, and so we're looking forward to another good year. Hopefully, things are going to be turning around, and the county gets stronger, and people get educated.
education.
Education, and situational awareness. That's another big thing. When COVID was going on, I was dumbfounded by how ignorant people weren't of the season of time of humanity and where we were at. And I'm one of them weird people. That's one of the things I got. I was taught that from a young child is to be looking around and watching and paying attention, because the Bible talks about days are coming. The days are coming. And you need to be prepared so you're not overtaken. So that's a big deal. It's a big, big deal. I was raised that way, and I thought it was the worst thing ever. And now I'm like, thank God.
That's the way I was too.
I was loved as a child. These men said, "Look, young man, you're gonna know what's happening."
I was doing the work of a grown man at 10 years old and wanted to be in town riding my bike around like all my friends.
Yeah, well, I was pretty much the same thing. We work, and work. But no, at the end of the day, we've got a beautiful valley. We've got a nice water system and an aquifer, and we've got a lot of open space. We're not all piled in here. Our forefathers said, don't go over there and build cities. Well, we ignored that. Said, don't leave your plow. If you go to serve in the public, go do your service and then get back to the plow. That's the purity of that. It's so you don't get polluted, so that your flesh doesn't get contaminated and you don't turn into one of these evil politicians. Well, a lot of these politicians have never really been off the pavement. So they're pavement people. They don't know what a plow is. They couldn't even hear what you were talking about, let alone do it. So the lack of knowledge. My people perish for lack of knowledge. That's just one of them things. So education. That's where we need to be at.
Yeah, because you don't really want the digital ID, folks. I mean, we're already 1 foot in the grave and one on the banana peel with the whole thing anyhow, and we don't even know it. Just like the poor lady that had all them implants, and she didn't even know where the hell she got them. And I mean, just imagine of what... So, I mean, don't make it any worse. Just because it's already bad doesn't mean that you have to go ahead and cut your nose off to spite your face.
Well, no, that brings me back to that PFAS thing. Well, it's already polluted. Let's go ahead and pollute it some more. I'm like, really? What a Nimrod.
Well, and that just goes to show you the level of education. You actually don't know anything that you're talking about. Here's one closing thing that I want to expound on. My own advice to myself and my advice to everyone else is don't be so quick to think that you know the answer. Don't be afraid to double check yourself. Check and double check and triple check and make sure that you actually know what the hell you're talking about and that you're not making a mistake, because that's the worst thing to do. I cut the board 3 times and it's still too short. Like, I mean, I know that sounds stupid, but it's the truth, right? I mean, you cut it too short the first time.
I've never been involved in anything like that. I have had inchitis before. I've definitely cut a board 1 inch too short or 1 inch too long, or a piece of pipe 1 inch too short or 1 inch too long. We call it inchitis. And it's pretty easy to do.
It's easy to do, and that's why, I mean, it's human nature to, I know, I'm right. Hell, I watch CNN, and I'm willing to stake my life on it.
I drank the Kool-Aid, damn it.
Like, really?
Now I know what the Kool-Aid is. It's nanos.
and so, I mean, just my little word of advice is don't not have confidence in yourself or whatever, or double think yourself, or question your, I'm not saying question yourself and get into a position of doubt. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying be cool and calm and collected with what you're doing, and don't be getting brash and saying, well, I already know, or I got the right boards, you told me to get this, and just being sour and selfish over something that you don't have to be that way, right? I mean, it's much easier to just say,
let's look into it.
Yeah, or I checked it, I think everything's okay.
Yeah.
Right? I checked it, right? I know,
Well, and here's the contrast that I have. In the public sector, the behavior can be a tad bit sloppy. But when you're in a fiduciary, or however you say that word, when you're in a trustee position and you're being paid taxpayers' money, they're taking the money at gunpoint, you have a duty And these are the words that I want to be focusing on in this coming year. I want people to understand the definitions of these words, because that is education. That is getting the understanding of what it says. Then you can rightly apply it to a situation. And a lot of us have lost that skill. And that's what we need, because that's the common sense stuff. And
Well,
that's
yeah, and that really is the case there, because I mean, I never, personally, English was my poorest subject. I mean, I scored really good on my ACTs in science, reasoning, and all of that stuff, and I really did not do well in English. But as I've gotten older, I understand that English actually its word sound power, words equate to numbers. So what you say is a mathematical equation that adds up to energy transfer or energy. It's energy.
It's communication. Communication is very vital.
And it all it's not about opinion, and it's not about interpretation. It's mathematical reasoning. It's not, well, that's not how I feel. That don't have nothing to do with it. I don't give a shit if you got blue or pink hair or not. No means no. Oh, that's right. No means maybe I know this or maybe I don't know that, or no, you can't get none. That's the Queen's enslaving English. So, I mean, it's very complex and complicated, but I mean, context is everything. And so let's all be good human beings here, and don't get snappy, and don't be a prick, right? It's hard, right?
Well,
And
I think
like
there's
I said, this is all my own personal advice for myself. And
absolutely, and there's a time and a place. You know, where you got to make a stand, and you got to push back. You have to, and that happens, especially when you're battling corrupt politicians, when you're seeing waste, fraud, and abuse, and you're seeing a cabal of people that are just covering for themselves. We think we're doing great on.
well, we do think we're doing great.
We do.
It's all right if we spray weeds 3 months later. Hell, let the snow fall, and then we'll spray them.
So anyways, at the end of the day, if you're watching and seeing it, if you're engaged in it and you get to witness it, then you have firsthand information. But they bank on very few people ever questioning what they're doing. They bank on it because we're too busy working, paying our taxes, or swinging the grandchildren, or taking them to the zoo, which is priceless. I mean, that's, in your golden years, you need to be able to enjoy that. But I'm just going to tell you, the waterfall is coming. And if we don't bind together, and especially this next election, to get somebody in there to take Bill Canada's place, and it may not even be Bill Canada. He's up on some ethics thing, and I don't know where that's at. But I do need to find out, just to see what's going on with his ethical, because it could be something where he may have to vacate his position. But, that's right, he's a full-born colonel. He'll be able to call a favor in. Now, boys, looky here. I'm a full-born colonel.
I've already paid my dues. I don't have to do anything else.
I've earned the right to abuse people.
It's like, look, man, your tank's out of gas. You still have to pay for gas. All of what you did doesn't account for what's going to happen.
So here again, absolutely, that little bit of... But I watched him during COVID, and I feel sorry for the man, really. I watched that. Well, and he was the chairperson of the Board of Health. I watched him and Tom and, Jay Prince. What a nightmare. Those three people, I don't know how we got handed them three people at that certain time, but that was not the right three people to be in charge of this community at that time.
All I can say for Bill is that I'm glad that it wasn't Deb Adams.
Well, there you go. And here again, at the end of the day, what was going on in the two towns with the mayors and the powers to be there going in and thinking, and the nurse, I never seen such overreach and power people trying to exert and
complete hypocrisy, getting all over me.
Well, we experienced it firsthand.
We experienced it firsthand. Me and Jimmy I can't remember what the kind of business we had, but we had to go by and see Kelly at the Four Kings, and Jimmy and I just happened to both end up there at the same time. And I get a call from Jerry Livengood's wife saying about how I had a birthday party at the Four Kings and that I was in big trouble. And it wasn't very long after that I see her walk into the pizza place. She don't have her mask on. So I mean, it's complete hypocrisy.
Well, there again, some of us had situational awareness and could and discernment of the season of time. And that's what I'm saying. Those are the people of that nature. At least you should talk to them. At least you should maybe listen to them when they're screaming at you with everything they got, saying, "What are you doing?"
Well,
And you completely laugh them out.
That's what I was.
They mock you.
That's what I was just talking about, folks. About
Don't do that anymore.
make sure that you double and triple check what you're doing, because I mean, don't rely on what somebody else told you that you think is right. I mean, you better try to do a little bit of
Proofing.
better proof it yourself.
Better proof it yourself. Better look into it.
Too much riding on it to listen to somebody else, especially if it's CNN.
Well, Steve and Mike, to a year down and a strong, healthy, successful future.
Hopefully another 100 to go.
Yeah, amen.
All right, folks, catch you next week.
God bless you guys. Oh, my back.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I think that nano thing.